path of a righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger for those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. When I'm sad, I be dreaming about 100 racks. I'm paper chasing, ain't no faking where them hundreds at. Said I'm gon' get it on the bad day, I know that's a fact. It ain't enough, so sure enough, no, we gon' run it back. It's a little hoodlum, but I always been a classy act. If it ain't paying, then what's the point in laughing back? We move in silence, peace or violence, if it's that, it's that. Easy E and my boy Harlow got me sporting black on black. There I go, switching the flow of things like I control the scene. I hit my shoulder lean, they used to skip me and now they notice me. If you want my undivided, then you pay the open fee. Check the debt, I showed respect and now I feel it's owed to me. We bout action, I ain't known to speak, just putting over tea. I got a dream that my babies know respect the old of me. That's the difference being a king with just the look, we know the sheep. Life's a game to these cowards, when we see him you know it's beef. When I'm sad, I be dreaming about 100 racks. I'm paper chasing, ain't no faking where them hundreds at. Said I'm gon' get it on the bad day, I know that's a fact. It ain't enough, so sure enough, no, we gon' run it, run it, run it. When I'm sad, I be dreaming about 100 racks. I'm paper chasing, ain't no faking where them hundreds at. Said I'm gon' get it on the bad day, I know that's a fact. It ain't enough, so sure enough, no, we gon' run it, run it, run it back.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Looney got the two.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Make a big tsunami up in this joint.
We almost there, y'all. What up? What up? How's everyone doing? Yeah. It's a minute after 8. Like a combination of all of them, and some other stuff. Yeah, that's really crazy. We might have something pretty exciting about that. This beat is actually one I purchased from Mark One. Yeah. Boom. Okay, I'm just making sure my last days. Thank you, Jose, for the water. Woo! Hey, man. Go ahead and retweet this. We're back on Twitter, y'all. We're back on Twitter. God damn it, guys. It's been a while. We back. All right. Okay. You guys ready to start? I am. Oh shit, hold up, my bad. Almost there. Okay, let's get going, man. Fuck it. What's going on, y'all? I appreciate everyone that's up in the spot to be right now. Welcome back to Run It Back episode. Who gives a fuck? My name is Gabino Grimes at Mike Masters 801 on everything and at Gabino Grimes on everything. As I mentioned, we are back and live on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Went ahead and gave him that premium money, dog, just to make sure that we can interact with our fans across multiple mediums, dog. So we're live right now on Facebook, on our Mike Masters page, and of course on our YouTube page, and then again, as I mentioned, on X at Mike Masters 801 on everything. Let's go here. All right, so before we get into it, we got to obviously show love to the Mike Masters Inner Circle. Y'all keep the engine running, and we see you behind the scenes heavy, doing what work, just being a part of the process of what we do here at Mike Masters. So big shout out to the Inner Circle. If you have not joined yet on YouTube, to become a member, as low as $2.99 to support us in all facets, to help with our event structures, with travels for battlers and so forth. So it's consider yourself an investor in what we're doing here at Mike Masters. So please give it up for the Inner Circle. You can see those folks that are part of the Inner Circle and on YouTube with their custom emojis, and of course the the check mark next to their name, and so on. So we got Spades up in here. What's up, Spades? How are you, bro? And yeah, Mescal made it in. So he made the top 10. Look, it's we're gonna have more of these, and we'll speak into it a little bit further. But as we always do, dog. For those on YouTube and Facebook, like the video and share it out. For those on X, like the post and retweet it. Or is it re-Xing it? What the fuck is that, eh? But yeah, give it up. We'll wait though. Also, it's free. Hit them with the crickets. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Let me fuck with this really quick. Hold on. Something is not, I don't like, is it that? No. There we go. Is it not that? It is that. So let's go back here. Just, can you guys hear that? Is it just me? Yeah, okay. It might be just me, but it sounds like it's, hold on. Okay. That's better. It was the connection. Sometimes it's just a matter of connecting correctly. All right. Okay. So we have been we got a packed show today. We're going to be going over a few different things on what a few different topics rather, but we want to start with the Cypher challenge, which has been incredible. Everything has been on our YouTube page, or excuse me, our Instagram at Mike Masters 801 on there. Big shout out to Wave Lee again. The top 10 from the Mike Masters Bars Let's Go Cypher Challenge were announced yesterday. And just first off, salute to everyone who submitted. The talent was wild. And honestly, I've said this before, that we had zero expectations and 100 reasons why to do this again. And each of those boxes were, clicked off, man. It was so incredible to watch how, the scene out here. And there were some folk, I think there was one submission from out of state, and I made it clear to them, I'm like, yo, man, if you win, or if you get chosen in the top 5, you definitely, you got to get your ass out to Salt Lake City so that we can get you in the video. But yeah, again, salute to everyone who submitted. It was just super fun to watch as it all went down. And big ups to Wave Lee. Let's get him in the ring. That's right. Yeah, let's get him in the ring. You know, I've been hitting them all. I haven't hit every single or contestant up about it, and that's my fault. So I'll be following up with DMs to everyone that's a contestant about seeing if they're interested in battling. I actually had someone in my DMs today that is hip. It just got hip to us out here. He was like, "Oh man, I fucking didn't even know we had it out here, dang!" And I binged the YouTube battle or the YouTube page last night and shit. And blah, blah, blah. And that was great. That was great to read. And now he's going to be tuned in. And you know, looking forward to further expanding out here in Salt Lake and in general, just like the Valley. So like, this is a growing process. We're in year 3 right now, and as we are continuing to like have these branches go out to our community, I'm continuously astounded with the excitement for folks when they find out that we're out here. And I've spoke about this in the past, that marketing is so big, and that's what I spoke about at the beginning of this year, rather, that it's just very, very important for us to continue to stay in that bag, because this is for anyone running a small business. If you're watching right now, running a small business, like if you think that they know you, they don't. So like, it's very important for you to get in front of as many eyes as possible, even if it's just one time, just so that there's like a recognition of it, you know? Obviously, having said that, promoting multiple posts is going to be like the move, but still strategizing on how that works. The point is, I went on a tangent a little bit, but the point is that through this Cypher process, we were able to find a different lane to be able to connect with our community, and that was really dope. All right, so let's share this page out really quick, and we'll just do this way. Dee. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see.
Tomorrow, pause. Kid Poetic versus Mescal.
Bear with me.
Zigga versus Delotto Bravo. Slicks versus Gabino Grimes.
Are you guys able
Umong
to hear
versus
that?
Zato.
I don't think so.
And Ghost.
Hold on 1 second. I want to just share this fucking. Yeah, okay.
Each day to watch both entries and vote. Bars, let's go. Let's get it. We out. Yo, the time that y'all been waiting for. Salute to every artist who submitted for the Bars Let's Go Cypher Challenge. For our first time running this, y'all really showed up. We had an incredible turnout.
There we go.
The talent was next level.
There we go.
Big shout out to Wave Lee, who produced the beat. Your energy, your excitement, your work ethic. Bro, you really helped make this challenge special. Now, it wasn't easy picking just 10. We judge on content, creativity, how well you flow to the beat, and just like overall vibe. And I promise you, some of these decisions were tough. But now it's time for the next phase. No drum rolls. Here are your top 10 finalists going head to head starting tomorrow. Pause. Kid Poetic versus Mescal. Zigga versus Delotto Bravo. Slicks versus Gabino Grimes. Umong versus Zato. And Ghost versus Lin Yada. And it's weird saying my name in third person. We'll be posting matchups every day, though, starting Tuesday, tomorrow, June 24th. And you help decide who moves on. So head to our stories each day to watch both entries and vote. Bars, let's go. Let's get it. We out. Yo, the time that y'all been waiting for.
Okay.
Salute to every artist.
So that was the post yesterday. I put the link in the YouTube comments if you're not following us yet on Instagram. And then I also put it in the post on X as well. If you're not following us on Instagram, please consider it. But let's go through the contestants. So we'll start with Kid Poetic and Mescal. They started it yesterday. And Kid Poetic did end up winning, but let's listen to his entry. getting beat by Wave Lee.
I had a dream, look at where we at now. Reminisce every time when they ask how. Had to learn the hard way to never back down. West side, 50 block, good kid, mad town. The kiddo in the spot like we landed in the spin-off. The stewing out the way, that's lately what I've been on. The kid they once knew when it grew, man, he been gone. It's crazy that I found myself when they told me get lost, hey. I'm on the way, me and bro on the road. We finna go up any day. On one date, I'm a great, just a product of the lake. I was quiet long enough and now I got a lot to say. Trying to act like I ain't a threat. Underdog me on the side like my rhymes ain't legit. Then try and decipher all these lines that I spit. All them youngins in back like, no, read hieroglyphs. I'm a superstar, kid push like Lupe. Bringing all the ruckus, who'd have thought I'm repping Wu-Tang. So sick with a shot on Mike J in the flu game. Kicking all this hot shit around like I'm Liu Kang, a young fly toe. Trying to get a people hope. If I were to go, then just look at what I wrote. I'm hoping that it shows I was real when I spoke. And if you ain't know, well, now you know.
Hey, all right. All right. That's Kid Poetic right there. Give it up for him. Dope, man. Really dope entry. He was excited as hell when the beat dropped. So that's Kid Poetic, and he went up against Mescal. Shout out to Mescal. He's been a strong supporter of Mike Masters.
Mescal, Mike Masters. Bars, let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Listen. It's time to separate the weak from the best. If you wasn't here from day one, best believe you don't need my respect. Pen bleeds as I sweat. From my pores, this is war. I am more from what you see or expect. My weed is so fresh. Wait, you crazy for this beat. MCs need to get checked or get beaten to death. In this dirty industry, my style is as clean as it gets. Knee deep in the trench. I'm my own wave. You're still waiting for your feet to get wet. Street sweeping the rest. Off the map, off the whack. Don't come back, you need to leave. What a mess. I am me in the flesh. Proceed with caution when you battle me. This is free to suggest. Planting seeds, I invest. It's Mike Masters, baby. There's a new breed. Mountain West. What?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, motherfucker. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Give it up for Al. Okay. So today we have Zigga versus Delotto Bravo. So here's Zigga.
Yeah.
And he went off, man.
It's been a while. See if I remember how to do this thing, right? How's it go? Yeah, Ohio, whoops, that's a typo. I'ma shoot my shot like I'm Kobe on the ice, so it's only 1 o'clock, I'm in the booth going psycho. Got 99 problems, all I need is one mic, though. Yeah, but what do I know? Everything that glitter ain't gold in El Dorado. Cruising with some strippers in the Tahoe like a broccoli. Head on the roof like a nigga hit a pothole. So you know the motto, if I say it, then it's gospel. I hate to seem hostile, but I see old fossils. I feel lawful to leave your dreams topple, but this, that. Pure cocaine in your nostril and this, that. Drum drop grenade in your foxhole. This wave lead beat is getting cooked like a charcoal. I ain't in the show, then you know it got a plot hole. I'm the God to him, but I love all my apostles. Yeah, the world is ours, let go. Cigarette smoking the garage 10 toes. I didn't think y'all didn't know, I guess so. When the guy gets some, just give me pause, let's go.
Let's go. Zigga did his damn thing on that, bro. Okay, and then he is going against Delotto Bravo, who has a whole different style and flow in his fucking.
Last night, she taking my phone, trying to fight. She breaking these souls all the time. She out breaking holes when I'm mine. Like, what do you want? Bless my phone, know what you want.
Hey.
Hey, back then, thought I'd be a dad. I was always doing dumb shit, my mom's always mad. Rather from a fight, I could never fear no man. I ain't worried about no full shit, I'm just trying to get these bands. Fools be hating all the time, they don't do shit. I was young and on the grind, gotta do shit. Everybody always on to full slip. Bitch, can't be fucking with nobody who got loose lips. It's on me, I'm ride like I'm supposed to. Bitch, couldn't hold it down like I'm supposed to. Can I trust no bitch? I chose to. She gon' fuck up on them fools you was close to. Fuck fools not your dogs. Funny how they tryna fit in, like they tryna rock the laws. Y'all hit it, motherfucker. I always learning from my stars. Dog, you ain't shot, leads you when you chillin' in the dark. I'm all alone, but I'm never on my lonely. Keep it on me, case suck a try to dome me. Fucking with me was a fuck with the old me. If you wasn't here before the dawn, tryna bro me.
There we go. Okay. That's Delotto Bravo. All right, and then after that, we have was it? I think is it me? Umong, and then okay, so Slicks is going against me on Thursday. So here's
gimmicks, the other half. Never dream past the city limits. I'm finished. Now we roll like a dice game. Walk up on them like, yo, homie, nice chain. Taking mine and ain't being fair, but I'll give what I got just to get there till I'm screaming from the roof. Just like Ric Flair, where they lay your grave, I'm gon' love to spit there. Fucking no respect. Don't play with me serious. They want a king, go back. Tell him here he is, taking my seat in the throne room. Peep out the scope zoom. Choose between yourself and your bitch, and then it go boom. I'm here to play with a light. I know in the past I've been way too polite. Now I'm on one the quick to catch a strain in the fight. Take all they got left, they laying them right. Pops was a banger, mama was a slinger. Swear I got more hustle in my fucking middle finger. Take him through the ringer, tell him put on my kicks and see if he kicks. I let it linger. Shit, this is Don Flow. Got him begging for a motherfucking encore. Whipping through lanes like a white Bronco. Yay, yay, with a little bit of Blanco.
Hey, that's what's up, Slicks. That's what's up. I got and here's my post. It was the fucking last minute. I didn't even anticipate really putting an entry in, but whatever. Here we go.
All right. Last minute. Bars, let's go. Gabino Grimes at my Masters 801. Yeah, none of this for show. This is bleeding out my soul with the kindness of a rose. Anxiety at 10 toes. Whaley, he the bro. Time to let him know why his bars, let's go. I don't coast on a beat, speedboat on the reef. My lane deep, post set and thrown on the seat. Leave camp on the crown, yeah, float with the fleet. Trying to paddle with Gabino, you'll be thrown in the deep. Got a scope on the beach, you'll just post in the feed. I'm a shark with it, blood water zone in the eat. Tell me while they wash, how you just rinse and repeat. This is beautiful to me, build a league for the scene. Expanded the V scene, all expansive with a dream. Impactful as a comment, oversaw like see the beam. With the crater in the culture, now the echo don't leave. The mark so deep, even silence starts to scream. I ain't passing through this, I'm the shift in the seas. Tides change when we move, current run clean. Proud of how the city showed we lit up the stream. From the lake to the league, this is something we all breathe. Woo!
All right.
Let's go, bars, let's go, bitch.
We're good on that one. Okay, and then next we have Umong on Friday. We'll be going against Lin Yada. And man, if you guys know this guy, if you don't, get in tune for real.
Live from the beehive, yellow jacket trying to squeeze by, waiting for my time when the queen dies. Not a second sooner, better check your ruler's metric units. I'll bite the bullet if I intercept the shooter. They'd like to pipe down a vet. I'm light brown at best, so they're trying to stick ice down my neck. You chime, but your light's counterfeit. Funny, I could write out a check and make mice out of men. At worst, it's a 9 out of 10. You cower in the eye of the storm while I ride out the wind. I throw out a line, but you bite on my shit. Surrounded by thieves, so I climbed out the den. Now let me see your fans filing out to empty seats. See, it's better to ride the wave than MP3s. I'd represent the high standard bystander. Why be Kobe the pupil when you can be a mic master?
Hey, you know you are. All right. This is his opponent. Zato. Oh, he had a dope. This is the first time I heard of Zato, by the way. So there's a lot of firsts that I heard. So this is dope.
Zato, bitch, I'm fucking with the haves, not the have-nots. Even when I didn't have, I still had some. And you don't know the half, this ain't halftime. Time to go and make a flip before the halftime. In order to have faith, you better take a risk. I've been out here in the city trying to make it hit. Staying down till I come up, till I make it rich. And never put your paper after a bitch. Hold on, if I gotta tell you once, I ain't gonna say it twice. My chain hitting different when I'm out at night. They telling names lying out of spite. In due time, we gon' get it right. Yeah, I'm all in. I do this shit often. Clocked in, they never gon' call in. Give it time, we gon' get it right. Give it time, we gon' get it right. Yeah, tell me, is you really like that? Tell me, is you really like that? Lose it all, get it right back. Lose it all, get it right back. For sure.
All right.
Bitch, I'm
Yo.
fucking with the haves, not the have-nots. Even when
All right, that's Zato. And then to close it out on Saturday is Ghost versus Lynn Yada. So let's start with Ghost here. He's one of our regular battlers, so very excited that he got in this challenge.
It's Ghost. Yo. Let me talk to this game about my dame. They one and the same. Knew the first time you were invited in my home. I don't want you to leave. I need you with me when I feel alone. Going separate ways, supposed to be this way we grown. Going where the beat go. I don't need a metronome. Shown all along, nothing but love allowed me to be me, and it's still what it was. Got me thinking of lifting you up because I was struggling. Made me something, so I put nothing above. The trust that I had with this pen and pad. Everybody get with you, but to them it's a fad. I live for us, I'm sticking with you good or bad. This for them cold nights out riding, you was all I had. I don't want this to seem like work. I'd be lying if I said it didn't drive me berserk. Picture us lighting up the stage, pulling the crowd at a concert. Been an introvert, so you the one I run to first. This, my verse.
Okay, give it up for Ghost. And he's going up against Lynn Yada. Again, never heard of her, but very happy that she entered.
Said I be fresh with it. I be stepping on these bitches to the neck with it. Ashes on my fashion, put designer on my ass, bitch. Ayy, I switch the colors off for rich shit. Tell them I'm that bitch, yeah. Tell them I be true too. If you fucking with me, know you get your meal too. Yeah, I got a vision for this music, hope you feel it too. I got a million and one problems, tell that bitch she ain't an issue. I'm pressure, diamonds on my dentures. Jumping with them sharks, baby, tell them come and test it. I put Chanel on my body, watch me flex that. Hell, y'all gon' do it the best, so they know what I'm best at. I'm finessing, I get in and flipping and spinning quick too. Most of these bitches ain't with it, hit up out a bitch too. So hard body, my body got you obsessed. You know he petty with me, boy, you gon' look like you a bitch too. You bread like Sunways, I'm pretty in the face. I go down with all my bitches, who gon' put me in my place? You better come correct, cause baby, I don't get friendly. No, you fucking with a star, no, I always keep it safe. You gotta.
Yo. Give it up for Lynn Yada. All right, so that's those are the finalists, and it's dope to see it all, get to this point. So again, we are do what you can, go show some love, repost your favorites and tag Mike Masters obviously in it, and then again, voting's going down all week long starting yesterday. So again, today is Ziga versus Delato Bravo on our IG stories. So, make your voice count, and it's going to be, we're excited about it. So, and of course, here's Wavely. Let's just pull it as there we go. So go follow this guy if you're not already. We'll post his, let's see. I'm going to post here. There we go. Boom. But yeah, he participated in a beat battle against the real Mexican Wesley Snipes, and first off, that beat battle was incredible because of what the real Mexican Wesley Snipes did, which was he played his beats and also rapped. So like after the first round, like he was like, it felt like he was checking out the crowd and everything and being like, yo, how the fuck do I turn this shit up? So he shout out to him on making that happen. That was super fun to watch, dog. So yeah, so with all that said, we wanted to make sure to keep this pushing. So there will be more Cypher challenges. If you submitted and we're not chosen into the top 10, all good. We will have more on the way because this is it's the shit. That's what it is.
He's on fire!
Okay, speaking of fire energy, shit. Let's talk about what's next for the league itself. So the circuit card is officially moving to August, okay?
What? Perfect.
We're not doing this just to stall. We wanted to make sure about getting it right. So we getting venue in place and all that, sometimes logistics move around. So the card special, though, high stakes a little bit, high reward, so every detail mattered in that regard. And then we had again, like I said, just a few behind the scenes shifts that made this a smarter play overall. So again, the circuit will be, what's up, Kid Poetic? Give it up for Kid Poetic, yo. What's up, man? Shit. Yeah, so at the Circuit 801, if you're looking to get into Mic Masters, if it's your first time battle rapping in a acapella format, they would be the folks to reach out to. Or you can reach out to at Mic Masters 801. We'll redirect you, get you in touch with who you need to, but that is where to go. It also gives our battlers a little bit more time to prep and to really show out. So excited about it in full. And yeah, with how things go, sometimes we just gotta shift. We gotta make sure to be in the best spot possible. So this next circuit card, to be named, well, to be announced, the name's there, will be going down in August, and that date will be provided ASAP. And it'll be posted on both the circuits page and on Mic Masters page for visibility on that. So while we're talking league energy, let's pivot to something a little bit more serious, of course, that happened recently. And let's just do this here. T-Rex, if you missed it, had suffered a seizure mid-battle at NOME. When he was battling Geechee Gotti, and collectively as a community, you could watch as folks were obviously visibly stunned when it happened. It did happen on stage. I'm going to spare the video. You can see it. You can find it online. But it, watching it real time was just so stunning. I like this, obviously a super scary situation, right? And it reminded me, at least, that health always takes priority over fucking bars, dog. And on a big stage like that, for literally a big stage, and then obviously the big stage that is URL, how that all panned out was, I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. And so prayers up to Rex. And there has been updates, obviously, pretty immediate, in fact, that he was conscious when he got to the ambulance. I got that from Let's Talk Battle Rap on Twitter, and it just was, or Battle Rap Bum, one of the two. Either way, there were updates, and then Murda Mook announced as well as an update that he is okay, which is obviously a blessing in so many regards. It does, as I tried to break this down in what I wanted to talk about in regard to like the show and how it correlates to like battle rap and like our community and what we are paying attention to. I had difficulties in drawing connotations around how important or lack of importancy that folks are putting on their own health and what have you. Like how much do battlers push themselves, under pressure, and for sure.
Hey, yep.
But we got to respect the health risks, behind the culture that we love. And so I'm going to put this question in the poll because I as I was watching it, I was like, well, does that mean that, the whole thing is going to be over, the whole show? So I was like, I'm curious, like, should the battles be stopped immediately? Obviously, and I don't know this or not, okay, but were there medics on hand? It made me think about our own situation, even, like I mean, do we have even medics like on hand, or is it a call 911 situation? You know, and the easy answer to that right now is no. We don't. We didn't have. We have not historically had medics on hand. It would be like one of those, can I get a doctor in the house type of shit, you know? So I put the poll in the YouTube live chat on how leagues should, you know, handle these emergencies like this. Should they have shut down the whole show? I'm curious. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Because it's kind of a sensitive topic in the sense that, like, as you're trying to understand how this goes, if Rex, you know, is conscious as he's going to the ambulance, like, it's like, okay, well, I think we can keep going, you know. But I'm just curious what other folks think on this point, you know. It just kind of brings us back to where I talked about this, like, where health is just so fucking important, you know. And there's battlers actually that are in the culture that push a lot of health awareness. I even think about Holmesy, man. Shit, he's posting on his story consistently about, you know, vitamins and supplements he's taking, or different ways to start your day and shit. You know, I think he listens to a lot of Huberman podcasts or what have you, which is dope. Dr. Huberman is what I'm referring to. And if you've not tapped into that, it's a dope follow on YouTube and a lot of valuable information there. But it's super scary. You know, if you guys were, again, you may have missed it. So you may not even have known, but as soon as I, you know, again, live watching, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, you know, like, what is going on? And I think that URL handled it beautifully, especially with everyone stunned, because you know, it just happened, and then everyone's like, oh my God, you know, and it seemed like cooler has prevailed, and we're like, let's take care of the situation immediately. So again, updates say that he's good, taking it lightly. I think well, I don't think I saw that his upcoming battle on the 26th of July against Steams, it looks like New Jersey Twerk actually is taking that spot for good reason. Unless Steams is battling twice that night, that would be fucking crazy. But yeah, just curious what some of your guys' thoughts are on that, because of like where we stand as a league, and me as an owner. You know, what do you do? You know, we got a vote in here, let the battlers decide. Yeah, I mean, that's also a thing, right? I mean, you can also, yeah, that's something that I would probably hey, look, Rex is good. Are you guys good? If so, then let's keep the show going, because what happens, obviously, you know, is the whole production of the show. You got tickets that have already been paid for. You got folks in the building. So there's so many logistics that now I'm thinking about. So like there's emergency situations that I'm already like looking at ways to prep for them, because seeing that is, especially on the biggest stage on URL, really puts a perspective on where we are at. Because for all intent, and I saw a lot of these tweets around NOME, is like, man, it was dope to see. It was dope to see that that NOME is back, like, in that respect, you know, or like the URL was back in the respect of, like, you know, biggest name in battle rap. Because I don't know if you guys saw pictures of the NOME crowd, but man, they had that place packed, boy, packed. And it was, from my perspective, it was just dope to see that type of crowd, you know, came out for the energy that, you know, NOME provides, you know. And so it's something that, like, that situation can overshadow the card. And we're not going to go over the entire card. Having said that, Real Sick and Tay-Rock went the fuck off, and so that was crazy. But like, as an event itself, it was dope to see the URL, just even if it's like a glimpse into what type of dominance they have over the culture, and it's still continued. And that because of that situation, provided some sort of kind of, it's not even elephant in the room. It's just kind of a dark cloud that kind of goes over. Like everyone's just kind of waiting to hear on updates and what have you. So, health over wealth, health over bars and shit. If it's a matter of like, you're really in a tough spot, like health wise. I mean, take care of yourselves. That's the point that I'm making here. Take care of yourselves, and recognize that even in these rooms, they get super hot. Oxygen might be a little bit less because of how many fucking mouth breathers are in that bitch. Drink a little bit more water than you do liquor and shit. Take a multivitamin the day of your battle. That type of shit. And I don't even know, what else that can really offset some of that, but I think it's just more important to be like, hey, the direction of like, look, it's when you say it's like battle day for you as a battler, like I kind of attribute it to like it's work day. So what would you do normally when you go to work? You take your meds or your vitamins, supplements, you get up, walk a mile, whatever the fuck it is that you do, drink a cup of coffee. Don't let your routine get super shaken off, but also anticipate the environment that you're going to be in, not just for a battle, but just in general. Just anticipate the environment you're going to be in so that you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're something critical could happen and you're not prepared for it. So big prayers up to T-Rex and everything that all the updates that have been coming out. He's been posting on his IG, so that's been super dope to watch. Grand Champion Rex, if you're not following him on Instagram. So yeah, big salute to T-Rex and his recovery. Oh, it was dope to hear this again, huh? That was tight. I loved hearing that shit, man. That was dope. It gave a bit of it gave a nostalgic feel. I feel like they got that out. They didn't play Don DeMarco's for a lot of different events, but they were Don DeMarco. That shit was hard.
Shit like that.
I love that so much, dog. Again, so moments like that bring us back to the roots of the culture, which leads us into the next conversation. Okay. And that is the big stage, and is the era over? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there has been through comments and what have you, there were a lot of folks that were just kind of talking shit about the crowd, and like there was folks that were like, oh, don't have another event in New York City, which is outrageous. I don't agree with that at all, but it does beg the question about like the growing talk that has seemed to be a thing probably over the last 5 years or so. Ever since COVID, for sure. Cause like the COVID battles and like small room, man, there was like a re-appreciation for that, and how much more impactful like bars can land, obviously, without a crowd like swaying an opinion, collective opinion rather, because like everyone's like reacting to something. You're like, I don't think it's that tight, and then your homie's looking at you. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah. You don't want to be like the guy not saying yeah or whatever the fuck. But like crowd control does get out of hand, and bars aren't landing, energy gets lost, and it could become an issue. So with how things have gone, even for us, like while we appreciate, hold on one second. Okay. It's the cord. Anyway, while we appreciate like having like bigger stages, we've been going pit style for a while now. And we have not done a big stage yet, because we haven't been able to facilitate one yet. But I do want to have that feeling of having a big stage battle so that I can experience it for myself. But as a fan's perspective, the crowd control can get out of hand, right? And as in a place of, there's different perspectives to take here, because you're trying to understand it from different angles of, is this person's interaction with your event being, is it not happening the way that you would like for it to? Because, people are all fucking around them and shit. It's too hot or whatever the fucking case is. So it's hindering their enjoyment of the battle. And then also from a viewer's perspective, when you like every other bar, like you have to wait for the crowd to calm down. Does that, while impactful, because I like that shit too. It builds energy, it can take away from, the flow of a battle. Like for Rum Nitty and Jay the Nightwing, I saw comments on there, and I'll speak on my personal opinion about it, but like I saw comments on there about like, that battle wasn't meant for that stage, and I don't know that that's I don't know if that's correct, but I can resonate with it being correct, because if that was just in a small room, like a smack volume event, and it's just like battlers and a few supporters in that room, god damn, would that have been crazy. Still crazy. What's also crazy, that this is a tangent really quick, but Jay the Nightwing got the votes on URLs on the poll for winning that battle. Rum Nitty, the reason why that's crazy, at least in my opinion, is that Rum Nitty obviously carries a large fan base, okay? And for Jay to still take that win via crowd consensus, his stock is growing, bro. Also, but there's so like Jay the Nightwing, he's on a champion of the year run, right side by side of Real Deal and some others, but that was just dope to see. That was dope to see too. Rum, obviously, he's incredible across all facets, but the smaller rooms are what I thought of when the smaller rooms came back was I don't know, that raw feel, obviously, like bringing that energy back. Let's see. Jay is not a big stage battler. I mean, will you expand on that point, please? Because I would like I'm giving you, the space here to do that. So expand on that point, on what your perspective is about that, because I'm curious on why you don't think that. Is there anybody else in the chat that thinks that? Because there's a certain, I have two perspectives on that, because I absolutely think that Jay the Nightwing is a big stage battler, but I also can understand why someone would think that, bear with me here. There we go. Check. Hello. Oh. Sorry, my headphones came unplugged. But yeah, Jay is not a big stage battler. If the lame, I hate that your name's the lame, but is he a big stage battler? Is he not? Anyway, so like again, that the smaller rooms, they have that, that in the pocket feeling, that raw type of that old Magic kind of thing, is there still a space for big stage? And honestly, this is URL's first big stage battle in a while, so I was curious watching it how that was going to be handled. And URL just seems to always do a good job with those. It's just that the conversation is just generally around the crowd. And what we've experienced also with crowds is like when we've done battles at a bar or something, it's like the people that are at the bar that are just drinking, you know, and they're having their conversations, and you got one conversation over here and then another conversation over here, and then this conversation hears this conversation, and then this conversation can't hear the other person, or, you know, they can't hear each other in their conversation because of this conversation and this conversation. So this conversation goes louder, and it just keeps going, you know, it just keeps going. That's like a deal that we've had to, you know, work around, is how do you manage those types of things, you know? And I think always what we come back to as a group is like, big crowds, okay, do bring a moment when it lands right, okay? And I love that shit. I said that already. There's a special magic, dog, in a big room, and you're like, everyone is experiencing that same thing together at the same time. There is such a like momentous type of situation that happens. And obviously this example that I'm going to use isn't it's not going to be the best example, but what I will say is, like, to prove the point about like moments and when they land right and then being in the moment, okay, is like watching the NBA finals recently, and when in game 6, when Pascal Siakam had that fucking gross ass dunk from the pass from Tyrese Halliburton. Also prayers to Tyrese Halliburton for his fucking Achilles. Anyway, when he dunked that shit, man, that I felt like I was in the Pacers crowd, dog. Like, that was so outrageous. Oh, and think about that, like being in a moment like that, like just with everyone. That's why big stages are still kind of, I mean, they're dope to me, you know, but there is something that does get taken away, you know? So there are pros and cons, you know, and this obviously expands to larger discussions. And I think it's larger discussions that actually need to happen amongst league owners who can facilitate a big stage, because there's not a lot of leagues, to include ours, that can facilitate a big stage and it be capture the same effect, right? So I might be speaking more from a fan's perspective right now, because I have not experienced it as a league owner, but so I just want to make sure that I'm framing my talking points here in that respect, right? So like, if you were battling, would you pick like a small room or a big stage? Personally, you know, what would you do? Because that's like a conversation that I think that doesn't really get brought up much. I think it's more like around the lines of like folks that don't want to, that maybe they just want to be on stage, you know, but then there's folks that appreciate the small room intensity. There's folks that appreciate the big stage and the energy that it brings. There's folks, you know, sometimes it might depend on the matchup, right? So there's just a lot. And then from a fan's perspective, you're just like, I just watch everything, so I don't give a fuck, you know? So there's that too.
I got you, homie.
I got that. I got, you know, that guy right there, or girl or gal, whatever, that is like, I just watch battle rap, bro. So that's what the fuck I'm doing, you know? Yeah. So whichever stage you're on, you know, and this is going to go into our final topic. And we spoke about this before, but it feels like it just keeps rearing its fucking head around that prep is everything. Okay. So let's finish strong with this topic here. Okay. How battlers should be fucking prepping. Let's talk about some of the most overlooked prepping strategies potentially out there. Too many, like, there's this focus that's on punchlines, you know? Oh my God. I'm going to go on a tangent here since I just said that. Is scheming back, like, in a good way? It felt like from NOME. This was another conversation that came up from that fucking event. NOME had so many pieces of it. Shit, I could probably just do a show. I should have just did a show about the recap. But no, it's probably what I should have did. Anyway, is that like a traditional punching in the aspect that we've been all like super appreciative of, is still there, and it's obvious that it's still a fucking appreciated. But I do feel like that, like, schemes and general character breakdowns and stuff like that is That is making its return in a very, very appreciated way, you know. But having said that, okay, go back to the point. So there's a strong focus only like on punchlines. Okay, so when like battlers are writing, you can almost hear it when they're rapping their rounds, you know, because they end up, you can tell when and it's hard for me to give examples of this, but I think that you guys will get what I'm saying. But you can tell when they're ignoring like the actual structure of their verse, the pacing of it, and you can tell that when like they just run over a bar and then just get into like a strong punchline, and then they just go right into the next line, and you're like, hold up, let that breathe for a second. And that's pacing. Okay. And then the structure piece is like that, although that setup to that punch at the, either it's, you know, on the second bar or on the fourth bar, but that setup and segueing into the next set of setups, it just doesn't fit right. So you're just saying shit. You're just saying things that aren't connecting, right? And so that's why it becomes difficult to follow a battler when they're in their round, because you're like, it's like clunky, you know. You're just like, damn dog, like I don't know what I don't know if you just wrote like bars on a paper, you know, like punchlines or whatever, on a paper, and then we're just like, okay, let's just put these at random. And then like the actual performance, like flow, or what's a better word for that, like this might go with like pacing, but like the rhythm of what you're doing within your verse structure. And it's not paid attention to often by up and coming battlers, and you could tell because of how uncoordinated they look when they're going through their round. Like it seems off, you know, like you're just not exactly in a place of like, hey, I can keep up with this, you know. It's more in a place of like, damn dog, like it just, again, it feels like just a shotgun blast, you know. It's like fucking just too much, because you're not like performative within the rhythm of what you're fucking doing. So it's a matter of like slowing down, understanding the structure. What do I want to do on this verse? What do I want to do in the second verse? And what do I want to do in the third verse? Am I going to tie all these together, or is it going to be one individually? Am I going to have a slight preface at the beginning, and to get, you know, in your style about what the rest of the verse is going to be like? Or am I just going to start rapid fire? Am I going to let this all connect at some point? Or actually not warrant this? Okay, that's what you're supposed, this is like very important to understand. Okay, and then the pacing of it. So like as you're rehearsing, like even having little ticks for yourself when you're on stage, little ticks for yourself, like when you're performing, and you're doing like hand movements and stuff, it can also help with you remembering what the next line is going to be, because you're tying a kinetic movement to it within your performance. And so your brain will latch onto that and remember as you're doing this, or whatever the case is. I don't know what, you know, fucking bang, bang or some shit. I don't know. The point is like whatever kinetic movement you're doing, you can connect it to what the next bar is going to be. So that's understanding the structure of your verse. And then you're going around, like, again, the pacing and the rhythm of it. When you're rehearsing, this is all very important, other than just your bars, because this is entertainment too. Is the crowd even, you know, engaged with what you're doing? You can tell pretty fucking quick if they are or not. You can tell pretty goddamn quick. So what are you writing for? Are you writing for the crowd? Are you writing for the camera or the playback? Are you writing for others in the room that might not get it? Are you writing for all of it? Are you just writing for reaction? Are you writing for people to like hear you rap? You know, like going into a battle and having a structure set up is something that you can just, again, you can tell when it's not taken into that consideration. I also, this is something that I've spoke about in the past, and I don't know why it doesn't get spoken about enough at all. Okay. So like in any industry, if you want to perform at the best, whatever career you're in, it's commonplace to look at the top earners or the top performing people within, so the top of the ladder folks. Okay. I'm not even talking like, like Warren Buffett type of shit, even though it's very, it's good to it's good to do it. Excuse me. It's good to do that too. I.e. like Napoleon Hill. God, what's that book called? Damn it. It's coming up. I'm losing it. Anyway, when he, like, it's a quick read, but he interviewed a ton of like the top businessmen of the time, the early 1900s. So the point that I'm making is that like there's not enough folks that are like looking at like the top tier battlers now and just studying their styles and stuff. I think that that's a lost art. I don't even think it's an art. I just think it's lack of awareness, and there's so much, respectfully, there's so much ego involved with someone that's like making their journey in the process of battle rap that they often lose sight of what is most important, which is like to get it right, and just taking time to like have self-awareness. We spoke about this so fucking much on this show about self-awareness and not getting caught up in the yes men around you. Like your circle will be your demise. Your circle would be your demise if you continue to just listen to them, and if they're just absolute yes men 100% of the time. You have to remember that
shit like that.
If they're agreeing with everything that you're doing in life, I mean, either you are fucking incredibly you're Jesus Christ second coming, or some shit, but it's not like that for everyone. It's, you got to have friends that actually have a vested interest in your journey, dog, whatever it is, and have like actual opinions for you, and for you to be able to really digest it and understand why they are presenting it the way that they are to you. So again, it goes back to what are you doing to like even test your material? Like that should be a question of folks to you. Are you reading it aloud? Are you recording it and then listening it back? Are you taking ample time to like run through it? Running mock rounds with a homie that's about to battle. Like even if you're not battling and your homie's battling, when you're sparring, when you're sparring, to have 3 rounds for them, and to be right in their face and to be just as intense. You know how helpful that is? It really, really takes away. It desensitizes you to, that energy and that interaction that happens when you're on stage. And if you know that the person that you're battling is whatever their style is, to be able to have the person you're sparring with do their best to kind of enact that style, is even better. And again, teams do this, fucking everyone does this when they're going into some sort of match or battle. You find what their strengths are, find what their weaknesses are, find what they do, how they present, and structure around that, and do your best to anticipate how that style is going to be. But again, the biggest thing is testing your material. It's not just sparring though, too. It's like by yourself. Who did I hear? Man, someone was saying like the last week of their battle, or like the last few days or something, that they'll turn the music up loud and then run their rounds. And if they know that they're locked in when they're able to recite their rounds. And I swear to God, I think it's Nestle, but they're able to recite their rounds while music is playing or something or anything, you know, that's very loud, and they're still getting through it and locked in, no less, you know. There's a tip that I got from Emerson Kennedy too. Shout out to EK. That like when you're rehearsing your rounds, if you fuck up once, like during rehearsal, you start all the way over, because what happens if you don't is that you're enforcing that. Again, this is all subconscious shit, for real. You're enforcing that mess up as opposed to training your brain to get it complete. So let's say you're even down to the last line of a verse, and then you're like, run it all the way back, as opposed to like finishing it out. Run it all the way back. There's folks that I saw Thesaurus has talked about this at length about his process about like write, recite, repeat, and then there's just like an editing cycle that happens within that naturally, right? But it's just a cycle. Boom, 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 boom. Just to get it down, you know? And so like I just don't know if it's a conversation that we're still having enough. And this is probably like the third time in the last since January that I brought this up. And it floats to that big stage energy. Like if you're not used to that, then that's something that you got to do your goddamn best to try to reenact, because there's no way to try to reenact a big crowd pop until like you're actually on a stage like that, you know. And even still with small rooms, or you know it's going to be a smaller crowd or what have you, that's why I said, are you writing for the crowd? And what if like a bar doesn't land, you know, like the way that you were anticipating to? There's so many different intricacies that can throw you off. And then that leads to forgetting a verse or, well, I mean, that's the big thing, forgetting your verse. And then you're starting to pull from maybe another verse to not stand up there for 10 seconds, not knowing anything, you know? And that, again, the crowd can throw you off. And that's why, you know, performing or doing that verse, even when, like with loud noise, when I was referring to that, like that's so helpful, you know, because you're like, I don't care how fucking loud it gets. I know this shit back to front. So this is not going to mess me up on that point. You know, I just think that prep is the game changer. And this is a direct message from someone who has absolutely been on the other side of things and has been like, no matter how well I write, it doesn't matter. Because in that battle on that island, when you're by yourself, I have experienced severe anxiety when it comes to getting my round done, because I didn't prep. I just didn't. I mean, I didn't prep enough. And that was all ego driven, and not at all. So yeah, like I definitely stumbled, choked, all that shit. And that it fucked, you know, it messes with you when you feel like that's becoming like consistent. You know who else I spoke about this too? It's like people still bring this up about with Jay the Nightwing. Man, this guy has not had that type of situation happen because he knew that it had to be tightened up. And I don't even know if he's talked about it. If he's talked about it, then I'd love to. If he's talked about it, link me to a tweet, you know, because I have not seen it. But even he still gets like oh shit, sorry about that. Even he still gets talked about that in a battle. So it's like a stigma that doesn't ever leave, you know. And for me, I don't, like I said, like, because I recognize what lack of preparation can do, man, it's like so important for battles that I'm performing myself, moving, you know, to prep as much as possible. we have this. I have this rescheduled battle with Great Britain, and like I said, it's going to be on the circuits card, so that'll be in August. But like I'm reworking through the 3rd just because like we got to reschedule, so I just want to make sure that it's still like topic hitting. And big prep is not going to start for that as far as like super big mock rounds being spit back to me. So like in sparring, probably for another 2 to 3 weeks, but I'm ready for that. Like if we were to do it today, I would just spit my old 3rd round because I have that, so I'd spit my 1st, 2nd, and my old 3rd round because I'm still, like I said, I'm working through the 3rd. But the ultimate point that I'm making here is that I just don't think this is a conversation we have enough. I don't think that it's doubled down enough. I don't think that that it's being taken into consideration in regard to how your ego is really trying to navigate it. The conversation in your own head about like, oh man, I'm fucking good, man. Because your ego gets crushed pretty quick when you're up on that stage and or in a pit setting and you forget. It's pretty fucking humbling pretty quick, so a couple questions that I had, what's most important, okay, when prepping for a bottle? You got writing and bars, right? I think that that's very important. You have the crowd awareness piece, rehearsal and delivery, or all of the above. Based on what I just explained, my answer obviously would be all of the above. You can tell though when folks might just have like the writing and bars piece down, or even like crowd awareness. Those are like supreme performers, they just know how to, they just hold crowds in their hand, even if they're not spitting a goddamn bar. We talked about this, right? Performance versus bars, just last week. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago. And then of course there's like the rehearsal and delivery. And there's, those folks, the rehearsal and delivery ones, those battlers, you can just tell that they're so pristine and polished. So like they don't fuck up. And you're just like, man, that's for some people that don't get it, right? If you're watching, you're like, I don't even fucking get it. It's like the difference between, like if you go to your favorite like burger joint or some shit, food place, okay, and I guess yeah, you go to your favorite food place and either they have the same menu and it's consistent and you're like, I know what I'm getting when I get this, as opposed to you're trying a new place out, and although you have confidence in it, maybe you didn't even check the reviews or something, and you walk in, you order, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? Because like the cheese isn't melted on your burger, or they use way too much mayo or some shit. And then you look over to the next guy and they're like, oh, my burger's perfect. And it's because of like the prep isn't good in the back, fucking Anthony in accounting for some reason now is like a line cook this week. There's just so much scatterbrain shit happening when consistency is key, so just back to that point about like prepping and how that looks like on a big stage as opposed to a small room, and what you're applying your antics with in your writing. I don't know, I've seen some people's notepads that literally will say like after a bar, I had the homie, he would write like crowd reaction. And I would ask him, I'd be like, man, do you really anticipate that? Oh, I know for sure, bro. It's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. And then, I mean, I've personally witnessed when it wasn't what happened. And I could watch his brain go fucking erase, But that's how he wrote it down, because he was anticipating for that to happen right there. So that'd be interesting too. I'd love to know some more writing styles. That'd be interesting. I'd love to dive into writing styles and how different they are, or like the even like how do you even start a verse, that type of thing. I'm so curious about stuff like that. Like that's so intriguing to me to understand like the writing process of battlers, whether it's like someone new that is just barely getting into the culture, or even someone that's in the culture, or at least been following the culture, and then they start trying to write for themselves, or someone that's like kind of midway through their journey, and then someone that's at a tier A level. Like, how do you even start a verse? You know, and then how do you keep it going? So, with that all said, man, I think ultimately what I'm saying is that there's a love and respect that you see from folks and a consistency amongst battlers that is obviously appreciated when it's done right. And, you know, prepping, although not something that we speak about often, I hope that at least, I mean, I'll probably talk about this topic in 2 months again, or if someone chokes at the next battle, you know, I'll just continue to talk about this because like it's a point that needs to continue to be doubled down on. And it's to break through egos, because self-awareness is so important that people just brush that shit off all the time because they think they're the shit, and you are the shit. Okay, I'm not here to tell you that you're not dope. I'm just here to tell you that that there are other things going on. So yeah, give it up for that shit, y'all. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys something real dope. Look at this. I've been wearing this hat backwards the whole time. Oh shit. Oh shit. Woo! Look at that, dog. What the fuck? Look at that. Yo. I'm gonna start wearing this shit at fucking events, B. Yo, check the hat. What do y'all think of the hat? Look at that. At Mike Masters 801 on everything. That shit is cold, dog. It says bars, let's go. I wish you could change the colors. Maybe you can. That's what's up. That's the hat, bro. And it fits good. I wasn't anticipating that it was gonna fit good. This shit goes, dog. That's what's up. Would that be distracting if you're like doing your verse and I'm over here with this fucking LED hat, just like sitting there like, oh fuck, and you're reacting to your bars and you're like, get the fucking LED hat off your shit, dog. That's crazy. Oh shit, yo, look at that, dog. Kid Poetic, bro. Let's go, dang. Woo! Shut up. This shit is fucking hard, dog. Yo, look at that. Shut up.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I will. I had to see that like full screen. That shit is dope as hell. Pause. Yeah, for sure. My bad. Damn. Shit. Wow. What a show, man. Oh, hold on a second. Whoops. Hold on a minute. Okay. Whoop. That went out of one ear. All right. After every pause moment, there's so many pause moments, dog. Shit.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Why are you gay?
Shit, dog. Yeah, this shit is crazy though. I haven't put it on. I did not want to turn the hat around until the end, you know. But all right, let's wrap this up, man. Appreciate y'all. And also there's another one.
Hey, yep.
But I appreciate y'all for being here today. We're back on Twitter, so that's super dope to see. I see that there's a considerable amount of folks over there watching right now. Appreciate you guys' support at Mike Masters 801 on everything. You see it on the fucking hat, you know. And if you haven't already, go vote today for the Cypher entries and the matchups. Congratulations to Kid Poetic. He moved on to be in the one of the final 5 MCs on the volume 3 of Bars Let's Go. He's also on volume 2. and which is on our YouTube page. And then we're getting locked in for August circuit card. I'm speaking with Urban Arts Festival August 30th. It's a one-day event. The last 2 years we've collaborated with them to present some pretty cool stuff, and this year is a whole different, it's like completely different as far as like the show layout. So I'm really hoping that this conversation goes well tomorrow, and we can get a pretty good time slot. It'll be in the evening if we are considered, but yeah, I'll have updates on that on the Instagram, and then of course next week's episode. So this is the Run It Back, man, episode Who Gives a Fuck. Drop a comment in the comment section, not just in the live chat, with your thoughts on everything we covered today. We'd appreciate that. And then Mike Masters Inner Circle, we see you. If you're looking to join to become an investor in Mike Masters, we appreciate it. Just click that join button to become a member. And that's it, man. We're fucking out, dog. Shit, stay out there, rap, and be a good person in the community. And health is wealth, man. Health is wealth, for real. Go buy some fucking vitamins and shit.
In my head, it sounded better than that. In my head, it sounded better than that. In my head, it sounded better than that. Let me stretch out on this, bro. Let's go. I feel real good. Could be now. Could be now. Could be now. This that. Get up and grind.